we are back with another episode of the Watch and Cut channel, guys. So today we got another knife brought to you by Troy, my good buddy, the Bad Monkey. Now, I really appreciate that he sent me a bunch of knives. Oh man, let's just dive right into it. So this is an Artisan Cutlery, not something, a brand I usually collect, so I'm kind of happy to check these out. You got your little microfiber cloth here, your little silica packet to absorb the moisture.
Today, Junior.
You got your little warranty card here, which is nice. And then you got your knife in this plastic package. So let's check this thing out here. Wow, this thing is sleek. Very, very, very sleek. So this is a CJRB CENTROS. Now this is manufactured by Artisan Cutlery CJRB, and them have a partnership. This is more of a 2021 release type knife. As always, this is an exclusive version. Thank you, Mr. Bad Monkey. It looks like he's like me. He just goes for the special stuff. The standard package comes with a D2 blade steel, and also, you can get it with carbon fiber scales and such, and is about 42 to 55 bucks. It's another very nice, affordable knife. Now, this particular one is upgraded to S35 VN blade steel. So that's kind of a nice upgrade to D2. It's been PVD blacked out, which is cool. You got your CJRB logo. They always put that there. You got your Mallory design logo right here. You got all this writing over here. I think this was kind of too much. I think that would have been fine just leaving that up here instead. But yeah, lots of tiny little billboarding here just to let you know all about it. The standard one comes with like a steel clip and such. This one comes with a titanium clip, so you save a little bit of weight. You got your little standoff spacers, your little lanyard loop here. Actually kind of put it in an interesting place in the right orientation there. I like how the little barrel spacers are all nicely milled out. It is a stainless steel liner lock. Has been skeletonized for weight reduction. You got chamfering here for easy lock access. Very smooth action. Nice detent too. Detent's perfect on this guy. I would classify it as a firm detent, not a hard one, just a firm one. Knife is only 3.5 ounces. This is really good for such a sizable knife. So kind of like some of the other knives Troy sent me, very pokey, very stabby sort of thing, but you got more of a classic drop point profile. S35 VN on this particular one, or D2 on the standard one. Both advertised between 59 to 61 HRC. Now the price on the special edition is $143 is the spot I could find one for sale, and that was over at Integrity Knives. I'm not exactly sure if there's other places that these were sold at. I think I saw one guy on YouTube say that he got his at Blade Show West from the booth. But yeah, this is a special edition, and it actually is numbered. This is number 30 out of 60. So very cool. What else can we talk about spec-wise? The blade length is a respectable 3.66 inches, and it's got a 0.13 inch blade stock. So I think that's a pretty sweet spot for a nice, good cutter with a decent amount of strength, because I like spines on my blades. The edge is really nice and sharp, very nice flat grind, taken really all the way to the top. So this thing's gonna slice well, especially with that PVD coating. I think that's gonna kind of help whatever you're cutting through glide along. So that's really nice there. As far as the cutting edge, it's pretty much the same as the blade length depending on where you measure it, but usually you start right at the furthest area of the handle and measure out to the tip. So that's about 3.5 inches as well, maybe 3.6. So very close to about the same. So I like that. Dual thumb stud deployment. So you can do a lefty or a righty on this guy. The clip is reversible. You can see on the carbon fiber right here. Now, one thing I want to talk about is this carbon fiber. It's not the super most fanciest stuff, but it is very void free. The reason why I say it's not the fanciest stuff is you can kind of see like the swirl pattern as far as the way that it's weaved. And partially the reason why you see it that way too is because it's nicely contoured. It's pretty heavily contoured, very nice and rounded. So although it's not the fanciest grade, it is really well contoured, which really gives you a very comfortable purchase in the hand, and I like that. It does have a little bit of jimping right here, kind of a softer approach on the jimping, and that's probably also due to the coating on the blade. Ceramic bearings on this guy. Very nice, smooth, controlled action. So very, very nice there. That's gonna make for very low maintenance. You can spidey flick it as you saw me just do. And the manufacturing on this knife is really quite good. I like the action, I like the detent, it's tuned really well. The machining is fairly precise. You kind of can't get around this because this has been heavily chamfered as well. So you can kind of feel the edges of the screws a little bit if you want to be picky about it. But really that's, you know, not something I even look at as a bad thing on a knife priced so well. I mean, it's still under 150 bucks. I think you can get stuff that's comparable, maybe cheaper, but it does have a very elegant design, and it does have kind of all the upgrades when you really think about it. It's a very lightweight knife, and overall length, it's a nice package. The blade fits very nicely, but you do have a little bit of extra handle there, and I think that just kind of lends to the overall design right here. Not too much going on with the handle. A little bit of, I would say, a guard in its design, which kind of cradles your hand quite well. No forward finger choil on this guy, but it does have a sharpening choil, so that's good to go. What are the bad things? I mean, really, I can't really think of any. I think the only thing that I could say that would be more of something towards the negative side, because I do have to like be subjective about these things, is that this is not the greatest deal in town. It's a very good deal. It's a very attractive deal with the S35, the titanium clip, little extras, right? Nice contouring, but the original one is about 55 bucks, right? And this is about 143. So are the upgrades $100 more? Is that knife that much better?
No way!
I would have to say no, in my opinion. Maybe this should be more like $100 knife, or like 120 bucks. I'm pushing it there, but that's just my overall gripe with it. As far as the way that it's made, the way that it looks, the way that it functions, I've got nothing. I mean, it's really well made. It's nicely constructed. It's sleek. And it's gonna cut really, really well. I think for the overall longevity, you know, having stainless steel liners and all that good stuff, I think we're good here. I think this knife is gonna last for the long haul. I think the only other thing I can say too is knives with really protruding tips like this tend to, for a knife that you're gonna use every day, even if you're a knife guy like myself, I could just see this tip getting into trouble in the future.
That's what she said.
I don't know. This is kind of like an area that likes to chip, and I don't know.
Why won't that joke ever go away?
Depending on what you do with your knives, you know, maybe a little more stout of a drop point would be something more of my preference. But overall, this is a great little knife right here, and I highly recommend it if you're in the market for something like this. So big thanks to Troy. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Also, make sure you hit the bell icon so you know when new content comes out and about. Again, big thanks to Troy, and this is the Watch and Cut channel, out.